Another one crying, bitching, and moaning. Giannis, let's talk about it.
Nigga, please.
What's good, guys? Prince Sports here, bringing you that funk. This is the way. Now, Giannis, I got a way for you. Check this out. You go on a podium, you start crying, bitching and moaning that you lost in the first round. Now you're using as, oh, this is not a failure. This is not a failure. Do you
Nigga, please.
call that a failure? Motherfucker, you said out of your own mouth before you even play Miami Heat that you play to win championships. All right? You're in your prime. You're called the best player in the world. You're the number one seed. If you're a title contender, you failed to get out the first round, and you are a title contender, heavily favored to win, that is a failure, stupid. It's a failure and a disappointment. If I go to a job interview and I do not get the job, I have failed to get the job. By default, I have failed. Period. All right? Then you use stupid excuses like, well, Michael Jordan played 9 days this seasons. Do you call the 9 seasons a failure? Bro, do we judge you the same way since you came into the league? No. The Giannis that got drafted in the NBA does not get criticized the way the Giannis is treated and criticized now. Why is that? Because when you hit your peak prime and you become a title contender, people suspect you to win. That's just common sense. Stop telling me and comparing your rookie season, your sophomore year, to a title contender, you being in your peak prime, you dummy. You know the difference between that. You calling cap. I'm calling cap on you. You're in your feelings. You're upset. Just admit it as a man that you failed. You're disappointed. You're frustrated because you got injured and you lost. That is a failure and a disappointment at the same time. Anytime you're favored to win a championship, it's a failure. So you mean to tell me if the Joker, reigning 2-time MVP, best record in the West, gets knocked out in the second round of the playoffs, that's not a failure? When he had title aspirations to him? When he's playing on the title contender? By default, everything that he's done this season and past season makes him a title contender. You can't be a 2-time MVP and not get criticized for it back to back while being on a title contender. You guys got problems separating a player hitting his peak prime and a player becoming a superstar. There's difference. There's levels to this, man. Okay? Are you going to compare a rookie Michael Jordan to a 1991 Michael Jordan? They're two separate players. All right? One is in his prime and one is just getting in the league, getting his foot wet. Why you think I don't criticize LeBron James from 2003 all the way up until 2009? Because he didn't hit his prime until about 2009. Just because you're putting up individual stats, you're putting up numbers, that don't make you a superstar or an all-star or best player in the world. I mean, it does make you an all-star, but it don't make you a superstar, in other words. And it don't make you a top 5 elite player. All right? You got to hit your peak first. Every player comes into the league not hitting their peak. They're not at their very best yet. Okay? It's very, very few times would you see a guy win a championship as a rookie. He has to be on a title contender off the bat for that to happen, which is very rare. So that means he has to put more work in to become a superstar, to hit his prime, to correct his flaws, go back to the gym, work on your jump shot, work on driving to the basket, work on creating fouls, work on shooting a mid-range, a 3-point shot. There's levels to this. You think when you just get drafted into the NBA, you're automatically in your prime? Do you realize when Jordan first got drafted, he couldn't finish with his left hand too much? He had to learn how to maintain better dribbles, right? Everybody have flaws when they first come into the game because they brand new, their feet wet. Breath spelling like Similac, in the words of Stephen A. Smith. They're just babies, right? So why are we judging players before they hit their peak? That's just stupid. You know? I notice a lot of you clowns do that, and you do that when you favor a certain player. And it's particularly, it goes back to LeBron James again. I hate that I'm saying that, but a lot of people like to defend LeBron James by trying to point out another player's failures when he was a rookie or he was a baby. Don't you notice that? That's as far as you got to go, because once those players hit their peak prime, you know you ain't got that much to go on, because everything else those other guys did was more impressive than what you did while you was in your peak, pertaining to LeBron. And Giannis, you got this on your resume. You are in your peak. You are an MVP candidate, you big dummy. And you just failed to win a championship while being the number 1 seed. Stupid. You just made history for all the wrong reasons, dummy. Stop it. I'm going to say this to your face. Well, if I was criticizing you, I'd say this to your face. You have failed this season. This is a failure for all those reasons I just stated. You don't get called a title contender for no reason. I picked you to win a championship. So by default, that makes you a failure this year. It's not like you were a 9th seed, not like you were a team that didn't make the postseason. I wouldn't have no title aspirations for you, dummy. This is the way. I'm out.